What's going on YouTube? This is your boy JPTHEGLOVE74. I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to check out Great Shield, the incredible best of 5 series between Bill Murray and the Monster Machine Guns from TNA. A little backstory here, if you guys watch TNA. TNA at the time, I would say from 2004 to all the way to 2009, TNA was at the peak. Like they were putting on incredible matches, on good pay-per-views. They were averaging around 2 million views a week, which was really good for them. And they were pretty much the second promotion behind the WWE. They had AJ Styles, Kurt Angle, Samoa Joe, the X Division, the Tag Team Division. Bill Murray, Monster Machine Guns, Team 3D, Abyss. The list goes on and on. And TNA at the time was catching fire until. If you guys don't know, around 2009, Dixie Carter wanted more exposure. She wanted more. So she hired Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff. And when they said that they were going to change TNA, yeah, they still had changed TNA. They changed everything. From the 6-side wing, they changed to a 4-side wing. They had too many XWE guys. Many WWE guys past the primes. And TNA in 2010 was, yeah, it was not good in 2010. Like, you got a lot of old guys, with gray hair flopping around TV. You got Hogan was on TV, Flair was on TV, Bischoff was on TV, the Nasty Boys, the NWO Scott Hall, Shawn Warren was on TV, Bubba the Love Sponge of all people. What? And also all these XW guys like RVD, Shane Moore, the list goes on and on. And the young guys were pretty much taking a back seat to these guys, which was a really bad look. And then they made Immortal. I'm just like. And also and also the worst thing about TNA 2010 was that they turned AJ Styles and Sting heel. I'm just like, why would you turn them heel? Like. But anyway, the only saving grace from TNA 2010 was this amazing best of 5 sets between Bill Murray and Monster Machine Guns. So we'll get into this video right here. If it's your first time, it's your boy JPTHEGLOVE74. Be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram. And let's get into this.
100 miles an hour on a dead-end road. I need a little Detroit in my soul. Every night, so talented.
Money! Yeah, both teams had amazing chemistry. They had amazing chemistry. They both took each other to the absolute limit.
The year 2010, from my point of view, was an interesting time period. Social media had yet to become the cesspool that it is today. Drake's Thank Me Later album came out. The popularity of Jersey Shore was on the continued rise. And in the world of professional wrestling, Shawn Michaels retired for the second time. Bret the Hitman Hart returned to the WWE for the first time since 1997. While over in Orlando, TNA Wrestling was still considered the second biggest company in North America. And it was the year where the decision was made to bring in Hulk Hogan to steer the company into the future. As I said last time, a decision I'm sure they regret to this day. And even though TNA in 2010 made some very, very interesting choices, it was also a year that had some dope matches, including the series of matches we're going to look back on today. And that is the Best of 5 series over the TNA World Tag Team Championship between defending champions Motor City Machine Guns and Beer Money Incorporated. That spanned across a month of Impact Television. And even though I watched this series unfold in real time, I barely remember it. But that's besides the point. This series of matches seems like the perfect continuation point for TNA month, and a nice way to wipe the taste of that Rude and Styles Iron Man match out of my mouth. And you will get my thoughts about this series in real time. So sit back, relax, and let's revisit the Best of 5 series between the Motor City Machine Guns and Beer Money Inc. and determine who is the best tag team in the world at this point in time.
Amen. Amen.
But before we get into the series, we gotta briefly look back at the match that kicked off the saga when Beer Money and the Motor City Machine Guns faced off on July 11, 2010 at TNA Victory Road for the vacant TNA World Tag Team titles, which was vacated after the band vacated the belts. And this was my first time revisiting this match in about 13 years since it first aired, and man, was this match incredible. This match was pretty much your standard heel versus babyface, good guy versus bad guy match within the first 5 to 10 minutes, but once it reached that next gear, these two teams went to town on each other. I even popped for the Beer Money mid-match chant. Dog, I felt nostalgic for that. But the climax of the match was reached when James Storm accidentally spit beer into the eyes of referee Brian Hebner, and that caused Earl Hebner to come out, and when I saw that, I knew shenanigans were afoot. Did I really just say afoot? But it was at this moment where Beer Money had a valid argument as James Storm rolled up Alex Shelley while Chris Sabin was pinning Robert Roode, and both Hebners counted the fall. But who's the winner? As both teams got the pinfall, and instead of the match being a draw, it was restarted with Brian as the sole official, and the finish came about when the Guns connected with the Skull and Bones to score the decisive pin to win their very first TNA World Tag Team titles. But with the match ending the way it did, it was the perfect setup to begin the best of 5 series.
Yep, that's why he'll start it.
On the July 15, 2010 edition of TNA Impact, the Best of 5 series for the World Tag Team titles officially began, with the first match being contested in a ladder match. The match was basically tornado style with a ladder involved, so chaos was prominent from bell to bell. The Guns was flying all over the place, connecting with lethal kicks and moves, but Beer Money wasn't going to just lay down, as they used their size and quick thinking to keep the Guns at bay for a moment, but not after. After some back and forth, the ending of the match came when once again the original referee Brian Hebner was bumped out of the ring. Man, that brother stays in danger. Hopefully it's not an ongoing thing. And then when Earl Hebner went to check on his son, Sabin was able to grab the contract and win the match. Or at least that's what he thought, when James Storm smashed a beer bottle over Sabin's head and grabbed the contract. And when Earl looked up, he saw that James Storm had the contract and awarded the first match to Beer Money, taking the score to 1-0 in favor of Roode and Storm, following a pretty solid ladder match here. The second match in the series took place the next week on Impact, and this time it was contested under street fight rules, where it was falls count anywhere, anything goes. And it was during this match where commentary explained the series a little bit better, where the winner of each match chooses the stipulation of the next match, and Beer Money chose the stipulation for this. The match itself was just as high octane right out of the gate, just as the last one. The Guns pissed off that they were screwed out of the win last week, and they came in guns a-blazing, pun intended. And there were moments where it felt like they wanted to hurt the other, and it looked like the Guns had this one in the bag until Brian Hebner got laid out again. Jeez, I'm sensing the pattern here. Is it just me?
Of course.
But Earl wasn't safe either, as he took a baseball slide drop kick, and that took him out
the West catching beats.
The ending came when the Guns connected with a sliced bread powerbomb combo on Roode, looking to score the win, until James Storm snuck in and smashed Shelley over the head with a beer bottle and connected with the last call on Sabin, put Roode on top of Shelley, and forced Brian to count the pin to award Beer Money the match, taking the final score to 2-0. The third match in the series took place inside of a steel cage the following week, and wait a minute. No way. It also followed the infamous TNA Galaxy promo where Beer Money joined Ric Flair's fortune. And I can't lie to you, I immediately lost it, because that was not a bar from Kazarian.
What's standing before you is not some silly gang of angry rookies. What we are 4 seasoned vets who just happen to be the best at what we do in the entire TNA Galaxy.
TNA Galaxy?
TNA Galaxy, what?
TNA Galaxy.
Nigga, what?
No bars. Not a bar.
But anyway, after that long-ass Ric Flair promo, we finally got to the steel cage match, and this match might easily be a hidden gem as far as steel cage matches are concerned, because I caught myself enjoying this quite a bit. It started off with the Guns attacking Roode and Storm from behind with a dive after sneaking in during their entrance, and the match itself was a standard tag team match surrounded by a steel cage where they had to tag in and out. But of course, as the match reached that next gear, that was quickly ignored, as the match was also no disqualification, which I never understood understood what was stopping people from just staying in the match the entire time. Anyways, the match itself did not let up at all. Robert Roode was gushing blood early on. Even though they were limited, both teams let out their best tag team offense. We even saw Chris Sabin hitting a diving crossbody from on top of the cage, which immediately
that was cool. That was cool.
The ending came when James Storm went to the well too many times, and the Guns were smart this time as Sabin got out of the way of a beer bottle shot where Storm hit his own man in the back of the head, and that allowed the Guns to connect with the Skull and Bones to score the pin, pick up the win, and get themselves back in the game, taking the score to 2-1 with Beer Money still in the lead. Match 4 in the series was in the Playhouse of the Champions, as this match was contested in Ultimate X. For the uninitiated, Ultimate X is a match where 2 cables are connected to 4 sections of truss on the outside of the ring that's connected at the top to make a full 15-foot high structure, and the only way to win is by retrieving either a championship or a giant X. The only caveat is a ladder is rarely used if at all, so the match can be pretty dangerous. Before this match, TNA decided to finally give both teams mic time to hype up the series. Better late than never, I guess. And both teams hyped up their past matches up until this point, with Beer Money claiming to fight to be considered the best tag team in the world, where the Guns responded with, as long as they hold those tag team championships, they are the best tag team in the world. I got hyped, so let's do it. I like the story for this matchup. Beer Money was completely out of their elements. There was a funny moment where Roode and Storm questioned how they would climb to get the X, and James Storm said, nah, I drink too much, you do it. It got a chuckle out of me, I can't lie. But that didn't stop either team from going crazy throughout the match, including a sick Hurricane Runner from the top rope from Sabin to Storm. And there was also a moment where Roode used Storm as a base to try to reach the X, but that obviously didn't work because in this environment, you can't leave yourself open like that. Shelley removed James Storm from the equation when he connected with a sliced bread on the apron with Storm's head connected on the ring apron. He was done. And then the conclusion of the match came when it was a race to win, with Roode walking the line, but Sabin kicked his foot from under him and causing him pain to his yan bag region, as Taz would say, removing him from the equation, allowing Chris Sabin to grab the X and tie the series at 2 apiece. This match was awesome, and now it's time to see who is the best tag team in the world. After a month of going back and forth, it finally came down to the rubber match on the whole epic show edition of TNA Impact.
This was probably my favorite match of the series right here.
Out of 3 After watching all of the previous matches, I thought I would be burnt out of seeing these 2 teams face off. I was wrong. I was dead wrong. The first fall of the match was great. You had the Guns fighting from underneath throughout most of the match, but they obviously didn't stay down for the count and kept fighting back to the point where I had a thought run through my mind that this company had all this great talent under one roof, and this series proved it. The conclusion of the first fall came when Storm planted Sabin on the apron, taking him out of the fight long enough for Beer Money to isolate Shelley with a series of offense, which led right into the DWI finish for Roode to score the pinfall and take the first fall in the 2 out of 3 fall. And as stated by commentary, there was no rest period. The second fall started right away. The second fall was a quick and yet effective one where Roode tried to keep Shelley down immediately but couldn't, and then after a while, Beer Money accidentally hit the taunt button and got caught by Sabin, who got the hot tag, and the Guns went to town on Roode after dispatching of Storm, and after some more offense connected with the Skull and Bones on Roode to pick up the second fall, tying the match and 1 apiece. The next fall determines the best tag team and the winner of this series. The third fall was a heater as well. You had suicide dives and leaping crossbodies to the outside by both teams, to the point where the crowd was legit chanting match of the year, and I couldn't disagree with that chant at all. Both
I couldn't say it was a good match
at this point in the match. At one point in the match, when they had nothing else to throw at each other, they had a brief kick fest when James Storm ate Shelley's super kick and responded with a last call, and Roode took out Sabin with a double R spine buster. Good stuff. Beer Money was going to go for the DWI, but Sabin fought out of it and got out of the way of a last call where Storm connected with Roode accidentally, and that misstep was enough for the Guns to connect with the Skull and Bones for a very close near fall. That got me out of my seat, but the champions regained their composure and connected with a second SMB to pick up the final fall to win the match and win the series to retain the World Tag Team Championship in an incredible best 2 out of 3 falls. Kudos to all 4 men as they stole the whole effing show.
Yes, they did.
Rightfully so. But Beer Money was that tag team for me growing up watching TNA at its peak. And reliving this series took me back to my teen years. And now, to answer this question of who would I consider to be the best tag team between these two teams, and I would have to say both of them. Both of them. Because during a time in that company's history where their choices had some long-lasting repercussions, this best of 5 series is something you can say was some of the best of TNA Impact Wrestling at this point in time. And if you agree with my take on all this, let me know in the comments using the hashtag #BestEffingTagTeam. And when you're done doing that, make sure you do me and the channel a huge favor by smashing that subscribe button with the notification bells turned on, and I'll catch you on the next one, and y'all be breezy.
Yeah. This is a really great video by Greg Shield. When you said that the greatest tag team out of all of them, when you said both of them, I actually agree. Both teams are the best tag teams in TNA history. My favorite tag team, of course, is mostly Machine Guns, because I just love their style. It's just amazing. I'm just a big fan of most Machine Guns, but I'm also a fan of Bill Money as well. Both teams really brought the best out of each other. They were the highlight of TNA in 2010. When TNA was going through a downward spiral in 2010. Bill Money and most Machine Guns, the best of 5 series, they really carried that tag team division. They really carried that company throughout the summer. So yeah. In my opinion, one of TNA's greatest feuds, one of TNA's best ever best of 5 series matches, and it's just an incredible. It's kind of a shame that the rest of TNA 2010 just went downhill afterwards. It's just not really that good. I would say the downfall of TNA was when Hogan and Bischoff came in TNA and almost destroyed the company. Fails that, It had not Hogan and Bischoff came to the company, TNA was still being popular to this day. Had Bischoff or Hogan not been brought in, you would still have AJ Styles, you would still have Samoa Joe, you most likely would still have Kurt Angle, you would all your young guys would have been established the right way. It had Hogan and Bischoff not been brought in and just wrecked the whole ship. So that's all I gotta say. Again. Bill Money, mostly Machine Guns, Chef's Kiss, one of TNA's greatest ever feuds in my opinion. They should have gotten 5 stars for that 2 out of 3 falls match. They should have gotten 5 stars, and they also should have main evented that show. Instead it went to RVD and Biz. It was still a good match, but at the same time, the real main event was Bill Money and the mostly Machine Guns, in my opinion. Be sure to subscribe to Gish. He did an amazing job with this video. I'm going to subscribe to him right now. This is your boy JPTHEGLOVE74. If y'all like this video, please make sure y'all comment down below and subscribe to my channel if y'all want more wrestling content. I hope you guys have a really blessed day. I hope we'll see y'all in the next video. God bless y'all.